All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 edition of Brickport's City Update. Now, it's been a while. The last time I did one of these videos was over 7 years ago. And for the few hundred subscribers that are, longtime subscribers of this channel, you may notice that my voice is very different. Voice has gotten a lot deeper over the last 7 years. I'm in college now, and the last time that I had given a city update, it looked like this.
This Lego city is called Brickport. Another thing to mention is a lot has changed, just like I say commonly in every single one of my other city updates that I've done.
So a lot has changed, specifically from about a couple years after that video had been published is when this really took shape into the form that it's in. Unfortunately, I've been busy with college and life, and I didn't have a whole lot of time to provide a city update or to make YouTube videos and honestly even work on this much. In fact, the last time that I had worked on this city, besides today, was actually 5 years ago. But I am back, so I just want to record a brief tour of the city. I expect that there will be a lot more content coming soon on this channel in the coming weeks. I just want to see how this video does before I start to make more videos for this channel. To give you an idea, right now, I have a pretty successful YouTube channel already in the technology space. So I'm just kind of getting back into making videos for this Lego channel. But there's just so much to look at that I'm just going to kind of pan the camera around. I just watched my last city update video, and compared to that, the level of detail in this city is absolutely incredible. There is a lot of very minute details, and it's something that I really enjoy doing with Lego is the art of it and the level of detail that you can add to a scene. For instance, I will make a video on how I made these palm trees. In fact, I actually forget because it's been a couple of years since I put one together. But I love the bushiness at the bottom there, which is very common in palm trees in California. And then the level of detail with all of those leaves offset at different angles. It looks really nice. And there's so many other details like these power lines right here that you can see with wiring that goes across. I'm in the process of actually starting to place some Bricklink orders to get some more parts together. I haven't done that in a few years, so I'm just getting back into this. And one of the first things that I want to finish are these power lines. And something else that you'll notice throughout this city, you'll notice that there's a lot of antennas on top of tall buildings. There's 4 antennas on top of this building. There's 2 antennas on top of this little tower here. And then there's also a cell tower right there on top of the Grand Emporium. And also on top of one of these modulars from the Pet Shop Lego modular building, I have half of the building right here on the side. I added this little antenna. So in another life of mine, I am an electrical engineering student, and I love all things radio and RF and anything from Wi-Fi to TV broadcasts that are in the air. As of around 2020, I started adding all of these antennas everywhere and electrical things, and I love stuff like that. Believe it or not, in the real world, if you have one of these things, this is actually a VHF antenna. It's really cool that Lego made one. This is a real genuine part that came out in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. So I got that off of Bricklink, and that's one of the awesome things about Bricklink is you can just find cool parts like that and put them on top as like cool details on top of buildings. But these things can actually still be used today in 2025 to get free TV signals, believe it or not. And they're digital and they're becoming like 4K now. So I wanted to add, little details like that in the city. I think of this building right here as a TV tower site on the top of this tall building, broadcasting TV signals. And then this apartment complex here is maybe the landlord set one up and they're receiving broadcasts. The other cool thing actually is in the top of this building up here, there is an actual functioning FM transmitter. So I control it via Bluetooth. I have a little wire going up the actual antenna. So this antenna actually works as an actual FM transmitter as well. So like I said, I can literally pair my phone via Bluetooth. It connects to the top of this tall building and it shoots out an actual FM signal that you can pick up on like a radio, which is really cool. So I don't even know where to begin. I just wanted to talk about the radio stuff because that's one of the first things that you will notice. So this city is called Brickport and it's divided into a couple sections. So this is what I would call the hamlet of Brickport Beach. Right in here is the hamlet of Chinatown. So it's two 32 by 32 base plates wide here. And then everything from here over is historic Brickport or Old City. I don't know, something like that. And this is where all of the modular buildings live and where there's above ground power. The infrastructure is older. And this is like the established area. And then this is Chinatown. This is like the Chinatown district. And then this is the more modern, newer high rises beach. And let me actually just take a second to show you that beach. Yeah. So cool beach here. This little section of beach is going to be like for Coast Guard stuff. This is what this down here is for like Coast Guard vehicles and stuff like that. So this building right here is the Chinatown Hotel. This is a custom build of mine. This was actually my last custom build that I made. And this is a fully functioning hotel with a lobby. And there is a family on top, or a bunch of friends hanging out on top of the roof. And again, going with the details, I love the little air conditioning unit up there that I added. I think that's a really cool feature on that building. And it's just something that you would actually see, you know, out in the wild in the, you know, real world. The other thing too is this is the Ninjago city right next to it. And just because it's I love how detailed this ginormous structure is. And it's got a lot of Asian details to it. And I think it's just a very unique looking build. So this is my Chinatown, and also in here, I guess you could have it as other ethnicities as well, other different types of groups of people, all kind of, you know, took little sections out or something like that to make, you know, their community in here. And it's just a really interesting building that I liked it. And I'm like, I want to have this in here. It just looks really neat. Not really something that I would typically do because I'm kind of more of an organized person. And this is like the complete opposite. It's like chaos, but it's pretty neat. And I walled off the little like moat that goes around the Chinatown with like a nice little concrete barrier. A couple other things. One of my favorite Lego parts ever, and one that will get me in trouble with my wallet, is these cypress trees right here are absolutely beautiful. And I go to school in South Florida, and there are cypress trees like this all over the place. So whenever I go around and I look at all of the foliage and all of the trees that exist in that area, it always reminds me of right when you enter my city here. Absolutely beautiful. A little monument. I guess this could be something important about, you know, maybe where it was founded or something, or a little details, something written up about something historical. Right next, or behind it, I guess, is this really cool bike path. Now, this bike path goes for a long time, so I don't know if you can kind of see here. You can see all the lights on the side of the elevated rail structure. So there is a bike path. It starts here, and it ends all the way over here for now. So I don't know if you can see there how it ends. There's actually a cone because I'm still working on it. And there's a whole bunch of bikes. There's also, I love the bushes that are all in a row there to kind of separate the bike trail. And there's also the walking trail here with the bus stop. And I love this bus stop design. It's these glass pieces flipped upside down with little 1x1 plates with the little hooks on them. And by doing that, you can get this like really cool glass feel. Something that I do want to have eventually is a roof. I'm thinking those 4x4 plates that are smooth except for the 4 studs at the side. Forget what they're called, but that would be a really cool roof to have on that. And there is a sign there if I can show you. Yeah, there we go. So it's got a little speed limit, and it's got a bus stop indicator there, so that the bus, which there's 2 buses, there's one there and there's another one there, can, I guess, pick up based on, you know, whether it's the red line or the green line or whatever. I love public infrastructure, so bus routes and elevated rail systems. I would call this the Metrorail, and then you could call the little buses the Metro buses. I love stuff like that. So definitely, it's one of those things that I couldn't really go without when building a city like this. This is a train that's on top of here, but this is supposed to be a Metrorail system. This is just the Lego City 60051 train from, I think, like 2013 or something. It would be nice if there were actual doors that open like an actual Metrorail, but for now, I think it looks pretty nice. This is always what I've had. And there are some things that light up. The lights light up in here and it does move around. But the problem is basically from here all the way in the back over to the other side there, this whole elevated line is not functional because there's not enough supports. Part of it was monetary. I didn't have the money at the time to build all of the Metrorail, unfortunately. And the other thing is a practical reason. It's just hard to get back here. So I kind of have to like stand on a stool and like go back. So this is one of the first things that I want to get done, along with like the power lines. And I don't know if you saw, but there's like some areas that don't have tiling, and yeah, like areas in here that I want to try to tile in. There's so many details. I could literally make an hour video on this to show you guys everything, but I don't know. It's just one of those things where I'm just trying to find any of the things that I am thinking about right now. Obviously, this is a beach, and I love the wet sand effects here. Obviously, this is tan plates with dark tan plates, and it gives that water, that damp, wet sand effect. And I repeat that over here as well. The structure, I just want to show you the elevated rail structure. Let me get a good, yeah, so this goes on for a while, as you can see here. So this is built onto the side of like the water wall here. And the way that it's done is half of it is on the wall, so it's very sturdy. The other half goes down into the shallower area of the water. And I wanted to do this so that the neighborhoods and the regions in this city didn't get engulfed by this concrete mess and take up all of the space. And I wanted to kind of like, you know, shove it off to the side as much as possible to allow some breathing room in these communities and these areas, just to, you know, make it more visually appealing. And I hate to say it, there's a lot of room here. You know, there's quite a bit of room to add in something like that. And I just thought that this was the most appropriate way to do it. And everything here is tiled. So there is a lamppost every support beam, and there are light bluish gray accents going along here, and then everything else is dark bluish gray. Just to kind of give you an idea, let me look here. And then when it's a bridge, this all gets enclosed. If I can just give you a good look here, that's it. It's a really nice view of the beach. Yeah. So the other thing that I wanted to mention is these support structures. In the real world, would you be building these out of glass? No. So in this world, I guess, This is using some sort of reinforced glass material that can withstand the weight of that. And the reason why I wanted to add these glass details is because I wanted to have the viewer that's looking at this in person still be able to kind of see through this as well. You know, I'm talking about kind of having some breathing room to look at these communities. The breathing room is really good, and the visual room as well, to be able to see through to the other side is really important to make sure that it's not blocked off. And it also breaks it up a bit. I feel like it would be too boring if it was just a dark bluish gray, 2x2 bricks going all the way down, with the occasional like 2x6s to, secure to the wall. So yeah, that's the Metrorail. Something else going on here. This is going to be a wind farm. So this goes up in elevation here. This is kind of like a sandy, hillier area. And I've got kind of a partial wind turbine here. I started piecing these off of Bricklink, buying the parts off of Bricklink individually instead of buying the sets in like 2020. And since then, I have not worked on it. So for right now, we've got this part of the turbine, and in the future, I hope to have this completed with a full functioning turbine that spins around and another one right behind it. Other than that, there is so much that I could talk about. I think I want to do a separate video just on the tall buildings. I'll give you just a better look of the tall buildings close up here. One of my favorite structures, my favorite skyscraper is this one. This one here I call the Davison Building. All of these have special names to me. These two are kind of neat too. And then that is an old-fashioned Starbucks. That is a design of a Starbucks that you would see from like 10, 15 years ago. That's literally when I built it. So I'm probably going to get rid of that, make it something else. And then I also have the McDonald's, which I may try to refurbish or do something with. But other than that, thank you so much for tuning in to this channel. If you've stuck around for many years, leave a comment down in the comment section below. If you're new, let me know as well. I think you'll really enjoy the future videos, and I've got so much more to share. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.